Hello, my name is Fiona Stanton from Feast Papercraft. I haven't done a video for you for a long time, but I thought I'd try now with a new phone and setup and see how we get on. Although we're coming up to Christmas, the new spring occasions and celebration catalogues come out soon. I'll be sending them out to my mailing list in the next week or so. Hopefully you'll get your Christmas cards as well. But I wanted to talk to you about the new embossing paste. Not embossing paste, texture paste that Stampin' Up have released. They've got two new ones in the new catalogue. You've got a glitter one and you've got a silver one. So this is the silver embossing paste. There you go. You can see that. And it's a little different from the texture paste that you've got in the annual catalogue, the white one. It's a little bit runnier. I don't know if you can see. Let me get my spatula in and give it a stir. You can see it's slightly runnier. So I've found it takes a lot longer to dry than the other texture paste. But there have been a couple of cool things that I have found that you can do with this, which you couldn't do with the other paste. I don't think you could do it with the other paste anyway. First off, you can add it to your big, these A6, C6 stamps, the big background stamps. This is sheet music. So you lay it on like you're spreading butter. You make sure it's quite thick. You don't want to see, I've left a couple of patches there, but you want it to be fairly thick, otherwise it's not going to come off. And you need to leave it to go off overnight. You need to let it dry out and to go off. And then what you can do, be gentle. This might take me a little while, but then you can peel it off. I did try stamping into the paste itself, and that just wasn't working for me. Now you can see where I've left it a little bit too thin. So this one's quite an open stamp. So actually, I did use quite a lot of the texture paste to do this. But you see, it comes off quite easily. Don't do this on your photopolymer stamps. I did try it. I didn't ruin my stamp. However, this is plastic, basically, when it's dried. And your photopolymer stamps are plastic, so it's incredibly difficult to get off. It's plastic to plastic, so it doesn't work as well. I found it's your rubber stamps, your clear mount red rubber stamps are going to work for this. I also tried doing it with the glitter paste, but the glitter makes it too brittle, so when I was peeling it off, it just broke off. But there you go, and now you've got a silver piece of background, a background stamp. This is music. You could have it either way. Obviously, it's you can see it's a lot crisper. It really does find all the little nooks and crannies and go into. Sorry, you're going to focus. I'll get too close. So it does do a very good impression, and you can use the other side. It's more muted. It's not so clear. I found that you can die cut with it. Using the stamping trimmer was a little bit difficult. Again, because it's plastic, it doesn't really go through very well. So you may have to go for the more rustic look on it, if you see what I mean. Let me just balance that. So there you go. So that was using that. And I'll show you, I did it previously with the hardwood stamp. This is the, again, a big background stamp like that, but with wood grain. And I'll show you what I've did. So I die cut a star, silver star out. And it doesn't need much, and that's You're Amazing from Feathery Friends, which is a hostess in the annual catalogue. Again, this one I die cut it with the heart. This is the heart from the mini treat bag, and the stamp. Well, it's two stamp sets there actually. It's they're both new stamp sets. One is from a stamp set of pandas in from the Celebration catalogue, and the other one is one we got free actually from on Stage Local in November. It's a hearts one. It's just a series of different size hearts. There wasn't any words with it, but that's just nice, and it just matches well. I found, that stamp matches all with the papers from the annual catalogue. Then lastly, I did this birthday card using Dapper Denim, and you can see I just cut it. I did use a trimmer, but I found I had to go through quite a few times, and even then I used scissors just to finish it off. So this side I've left quite rustic. It seems to be, the glue seems to be sticking with glue. It is quite tacky anyway. I don't know how to describe it. It's like that kind of cling plastic you can get. It kind of sticks to things without being tacky or sticky. So that's how you could use it. cut it up and use it like that. Now the other thing I found, because this one is slightly runnier, I found you could use it almost like a gilding wax. So what I did, you don't need much, just put a little bit onto my silicone mat. Again, always make sure you put your lids on properly with your embossing texture pastes. And then using the sponge, this one's slightly damp because I used this last night. Just pick it up. It doesn't matter, I did it last night with a dry sponge. It's probably better with a dry sponge. So I just picked, sorry, you couldn't see there. Let me move that down, sorry. So I just picked it up with the sponge. And I can see I've embossed, hopefully you can see. Yeah, I've embossed a snowflake on there. And I'm just going to use a sponge and just go over. Now it's not as metallic in some ways as embossing paste. Ooh, I think a dry sponge is better. I'm getting it everywhere. But it does dry a lot quicker like that. And hopefully you can see that it's just picked up the details. And obviously you could sponge it on and put it on a bit heavier. Okay. And you can just use it just like a gilding wax, just to pick out the details. Obviously use a dry sponge, not a wet sponge, I think is probably the lesson from this one. So those are a few things that I've done with the silver embossing paste. Like I said, it's a little bit thinner than the other texture paste that you have in the annual catalogue. I found it dries it takes a lot longer to dry. I'd leave it overnight preferably. But what you can do is put it onto your big stamps. You could even put it on your small stamps as well, obviously, and get an embossed impression that way. Thank you very much. My name's Fiona Stanton from Fee's Paper Craft.